That's Moonlight Drive from The Doors' Strange Days album, an incredible song. Well, we're making another classic call. This one going out to Linda, who listens to us on KLSX in Los Angeles.
Good afternoon, law offices.
Hi, is Linda there?
This is Linda.
Hi, Linda. This is Ray Manzarek from The Doors.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
Great. So, do you have any interesting questions for us, since
Yeah.
we're here on the radio?
Oh, you are?
Yes, we are. Classic
good.
calls.
The only question I have, as well as the other girls in the office here, is what do you do to to wind down after a concert?
That's a
Unwind.
good question. What do you do to wind down? You know what I like to do best of all? I like sex after a concert. You know, I found that to be extremely relaxing, and, you know, it just puts me just in the mood for sleep afterwards, and mainly that's what I like to do. I know Jim used to like to do that, too. He'd like to have a little drink, and, you know, frankly, we enjoyed sex. I would say that's the number one thing to wind down after a concert.
That sounds good to me.
Good. Well, maybe we can get together someday. Nice talking to you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Linda. Another classic call. Classic call in Tempe, Arizona on KSLX.
Hello,
Hello, is Jonathan there?
this is Jonathan.
Hey, Jonathan, the door is calling.
Ray Manzarek.
You got it,
How
man.
you doing?
Just fine, just fine.
That's good to hear.
How about you?
Oh, I couldn't be better, man.
All
If I
right.
was in
Hey,
bed,
how's
I'd
the
be in
weather out
trouble.
there? Is it hot out there, man?
Yeah, it's kind of hot, but you know what? It's cool. You know what
It's
I mean?
always cool, ain't it, man?
Oh, it sure is, man, really.
All right. So listen, you got a question for us.
Yeah, I was being a bassist
Mhm.
myself. I was just wondering why you guys didn't have a bassist.
Well, you know what happened? That's interesting. It's a good question, man. We auditioned two bass players when we were early on in the career of the band before we had recorded or anything. And we found that the bass players tended to clutter up the sound. You know, we had four guys, and it was like a diamond, you know, the four sides of a diamond. And
Yeah, I
you
can
add
do it.
that fifth member, and it just didn't work. We found that we were sort of sounding like the Rolling Stones.
Oh.
You know, it was like we became a blues band or something all of a sudden with a bass player.
I know what you mean, though, because I don't think it would have sounded the same. But
It
I know
wouldn't
from
have,
some
yeah.
albums you did have some bass players play.
Oh, yeah, we had to use bass players in the recording studio because I played the Fender Rhodes keyboard bass, and it was great in person because it really had a deep, boomy sound.
Yeah.
But, you know, it didn't have any pluck to it. It had no strings. It was just sort of woofy and a full, round sound, but it just didn't have any attack. So when we went into the recording studio, we said, wait a minute, we're going to have to use a bass player because it just doesn't sound right. So I would get together with the bass player and show him what I was playing and say, look, here, do this, and then add your own stuff to it. I didn't want to restrict him to play the way I played because
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I
so,
did was just so repetitive and hypnotic, it would have driven a bass player crazy. So we had to use a guy in the studio because we needed that pluck, and it was great. You know, we played with some great bass players, man.
Oh, it sounds it, man. You
Yeah.
guys really sound good. And let me tell you something.
What's that?
You four really unlocked a lot of doors for me, man.
Hey,
let me
cool,
tell you.
man. Cool. Just keep unlocking those doors, man. Stay in the same place and stay cool.
All right, that
All right,
sounds
brother. Good
real
talking to you.
man. Hey, thanks for calling.
Okay, my
Okay,
pleasure.
Bye.
Coming up, we'll have some more classic calls. John and Ray could be calling you next on Classic Call. No, if you still meditate.
I have found myself, I don't pursue it anymore. I've gained, in essence, what it was all about, an inner peace, a relaxed, it gives you a relaxed feeling. It's a very, very good thing to do, and it worked for me. I did it for a couple of years, and I now find myself to be extremely relaxed and enjoying life and having one hell of a good time on this planet. And I would highly advise a meditative program for anybody out there who's got any kind of tension. The Maharishi's meditation is absolutely terrific.
Wow. Ray Manzarek of the Doors. Well, let's get to some more classic music. This one is from the first Doors LP on Classic Call.